Hi everyone, I'm Joanne. Welcome to my craft room. Today I'm going to show you how to make this super cute mini journal. This one measures 1 3/4 by 2 3/4, but you can make it any size you want. It has 2 signatures. It's a great little scrap buster. I did sew in some lace on one of the pages and a little tab on another one. So that's signature number 1, and then I did pretty much the same thing with the second signature. So they're the same papers, they're just in a different order. So super cute. I think I sewed those 2 pages together, but that's okay. I can make it into a little pocket. So yeah, really, really cute. So all you need is a piece of cardboard, or maybe you have some packaging that's little. Like I know I had a little medicine package that would work really well with this, the size of it. So whatever you have, I just happen to have this little piece of cardboard that came in something. So I have to decide how big I want it, and I am using the same size, so maybe I'll do it the same. So 1 3/4. I think I have a 1/2 inch for the, yeah, I think I have a 1/2 inch for the spine. And then another 1 1/2, or 1 3/4. So there's the 3/4, and this would be the 1. And actually that one I would need to cut. All right. And it didn't cut all the way through, so I had to get my scissors wherever they disappeared to. It's funny, I have everything right here that I'm using, but I still managed to lose things. So that's that. And then I'm just going to kind of bend on my score marks carefully. And then that's my little book. All right, how cute. I'll make sure they bend really well. So like I said, there's no set size. You can do whatever size you want. So then I'm going to pull a piece of fabric, another great thing for scrap, but I'm not sure which one I'm going to use. I pulled out a whole bunch here. This is kind of pretty. Kind of reminds me of fall. And then I'll need something for the inside, which that kind of goes. All right, I think I'll use these 2. All right, so I'm just gonna, even though this is scrap, it's not little scrap. If you have little scraps, that would even be better. So I'm just gonna cut a little piece out that's big enough to cover the front. Now, if you want, I didn't on this one, if you, you can't really see in there. If you want to take some kind of tape, washi, and go around the edges, you can do that to kind of hide the wood, but I'm okay, not wood, the paper, but I'm okay with that. So then I'm going to take my Fabri-Tac, and since this is the outside, I'm going to make sure I get it really close to the edge and the corners. And I managed to do the last one without getting any Fabri-Tac on my fingers, which is always a good thing, because then you're peeling Fabri-Tac off. And then I'm going to come down, and I do want this on the front. Or do I want the butterfly? Well, I'm not going to get the butterfly. I might get a piece of them, but I'm not going to get a lot of them. All right, I'm going to stick that down. Flip it over, smooth it out. All right, and here's the fun part. I'm going to take some pinking shears. These were my grandmother's. So these are super old, but they work great. And I'm going to come along close to the edge and is it called pink them? I'm just going to cut kind of close to the edge. I can go back and clean that up a little bit, but I thought it's cute with the to have this kind of an edge on it instead of a straight one. Give it a little more interest. I'm not great at using these, but that's not so bad. It's just this one area up here that's not that great. All right, so that's that. That's the front. Cute. All right, and then I'm going to put this on the inside. So I'm going to cut another piece out. All right, fold that up. And then I'm going to come along with my Fabri-Tac again. Make sure I get it in the corner and along the edges really well. Oop, I just stuck my finger in it. So I didn't get through this one without getting Fabri-Tac on me. All right, so I'm going to, let me see, what's the front? Is that the front? Yes. So I kind of want it straight since there's a pattern on the back here. And then I'm going to come along with the pinking shears. Now I guess I could have done this at the same time, but I just kind of reline it up in the holes or on the hills and the valleys. And I'm okay with it not being lined perfectly up because it almost looks like it has a border then. Although I want to get a little closer in here. And then my last edge. There you go. So that's the cover. And that's the inside. Love it. All right, great scrap buster project. I went through my scraps and I pulled out about 10 that I liked, a little more I think. So here they are. And this is the same, so I want to do them at what, 2, I want to do them at 2.5 by 3 3/4. That's what I did the last ones at, 2.5 by 3 3/4. All right, and they don't have to be perfect because as in any journal, sometimes we don't have them lined up perfectly. So I'm just going to do 3 3/4 by 2.5. And this is close enough if it's not. Yeah, it is 2.5. All right, 3 and what did I say? 3 1/4 or 3 3/4. I don't know what I said, but this isn't going to be 3 3/4. That's for sure. By 2.5 by 2.5. So that worked out too well. All right, so I want some of this. 3 and is it 3 3/4 or 3 and 1/4. It is 3 3/4. 3 3/4 by 2 1/2. All right. 3 3/4 by 2 1/2. And I'm going to just go through and finish the rest of those up. I have all my papers picked out and I folded them all in half, and now I just have to decide how I want my signatures to go. All right, so I only have 7 pieces in this signature. The last one I did use 10 pieces, and it is really full, so I think I'm okay with 7. So anywhere between, you know, that and 10. So I'm just gonna put a little paper clip, and then I'm gonna decide what I'm gonna do with this one. I like to usually put them in a different order, although I like a thick one on the outside. All right, so they are my 2 signatures. Let me get another paper clip. And then I'm going to put a line down the middle because I have a hard time seeing. But I am going to, if I can find a pencil. Here it is. All my scraps are all over. So when I go to sew down the center, you don't have to sew, but I'm not sewing in the signature. I'm going to sew down the center of the signature, and then I'll be right back. Right, I sewed down both sides of my little signatures, so now it's time to put them in the book. And here we go. So I know I didn't realize that matched so well. That looks pretty together. Make sure it's not directional, and it is. The music paper is upside down. Yep, same with that one. All right, so you need to find something to kind of bind it with, and I just used some thread because I had it. You can use elastic or baker's twine, whatever you have, but I just have this thread here, and find the end, or don't find the end. Yeah, I don't know where the end is with that, but I need about that much. And then I need about that much again. So let me get my first little signature in. So when I work on it, if I collage or whatever I want to do in here, it's so cute. I can pull a signature out if I want, or just work in it in the book, which is what I plan to do. I'm not going to pull it out. All right, there's one. Needs to come over to the side here. There we are. We're in the middle. And then I need another piece. About that much. And I'm going to put this in. Now, before you do that, that's the point where if you want to put on some ribbons or, you know, decorate the edges, you would do that before you put it in. I mean, you could do it after, but you're just going to have to take the whole thing to the sewing machine unless you just glue it, which is another option. And I'm just going to tie this down. And the last one, I tied these 2 together. So I had one. How did I? All right, so I think this would need to go under. This would need to go under this. And then, so well, I could still pull them out, but if I do this, it would be a little more difficult. So I could cut off those other two ends, or I could just make them all even. I can put some dangles, some little beads on here. I could cut that off, whatever I want, but there it is. I can decorate the front. I just think they're cute. What do you think? Will you make some? I just think they're sweet. I'm gonna go back and do a little collage, whatever you want to do. So I'm gonna decorate, I think, the covers, and then I'll be done. All right, guys, have a great day. This one does look bigger than this one. I measured it differently. All right, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.